Ancient wisdom purports that in order to truly succeed, you must first hit rock bottom. I'm Kendall, and this is Plot to Print, and this is kind of my story, having nowhere to go but up. So, if you will, rewind with me a few years ago. I am 2 books into a new genre that I have quit my regular office job to pursue, to be a full-time writer, and for all intents and purposes, I am failing. And so then I suffered my first big loss, the loss of someone really close to me. And I'll just say it was a loss of a parent, which was really, really hard. So suddenly being a failed author was not my biggest problem. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to pick up the pieces. Do I continue to write? What do I do? I'm still grieving. My life is still somewhat in shambles. Everything is still weird. But for some reason, I decide to sit down and start another book. So that's what I did. I managed to finish the book, and I did all the pre-publishing things, and finally I hit publish, and it started to get read. And eventually I had an Amazon bestseller on my hands, which was really cool. And so what that showed for me was that not only could I write, and I could write a bestseller, but also that writing was there for me in a really tumultuous time in my life. So I kind of want you to remember that. I think a lot of times people, especially as adults, we kind of start to think about writing as homework and a big chore, and kind of the last thing we want to do at the end of the day is to sit down at our, manuscripts, maybe it's a computer, maybe it's a notebook, and start writing. But really, if we kind of look at it from the lens of when we first started falling in love with writing, it was because we enjoyed the creativity in it, we enjoyed the freedom, the imagination. And I think that those things are things that we can return to and should try to stay with on our writing journey. It doesn't always have to feel like a chore and like homework. And writing can really be your reprieve away from, things in your life that are going on that aren't as great. And who knows? You never know what you could come up with. That's my personal story about how I took a really hard time in my life and flipped it into something positive. So there you go. Let me know what you're working on down in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, and bye.